Alright, should be live. Unfortunately, I still need to launch my chat and everything, so please bear with me just a moment. I ran a tiny bit late, and there is a reason for it, and I will get into that in just a moment. There we go. Everything is good. Everything's set up. Alright, so, if you guys hear anything during the stream today, I want to let it be known that I do have somebody in the house already, even at the point of starting. So I have no idea where anything is going to go. I have a family member who has had, you guys know the living setup I have here and the whole like walk-in family, all that stuff, right? So I have a family member who lives in the street with me who is having some serious technical issues going on at the moment. And at present, in order to try and start dealing with some of it, they did have to swing by and make use of my computer system on the upper stairs. So that's all going on, and it's a thing. So yeah. No, okay, wait, hold on. Wait. Ain't no way. Hold up. No, wait. Where be? No. Why did VSync disable? No, put that shit on. Fuck you. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, alright. Sorry about that. Hey, Pay, welcome to the stream. How are things going? Hopefully things are going well for you. Yeah, I'm just, I ran a little bit late. Things were getting a little hectic here in the home front. Hey, Richard, how are things going? Hopefully things are going well for you as well. Alright, there's a Thunderbug here. Somewhere out here there should be a Flash Bug somewhere. A little over this way further. Where is it? It's a really good insect to grab as far as being able to make some useful items, so I don't want to miss it on my way down and out of here. Yeah, it should be like right over there. Alright, I must just be overlooking it. Let me give one last look from a different angle. Well, wherever it is, I can't see it. I'm not allowed to have it right now, and I'm okay with that. There we go, let's get it going this way. So, in between sessions, I have played a little bit more of this game, and I've come up with... I think I could probably... Yeah, I can. There is some minor course corrections that I can do on the fly, which is... Although it does seem to really slow me down if I run right into a wall there. Alright, there we go. Get down. Yeah, so I was checking this game out further on my own. I did not do any story progression. I just kind of checked out the area that we have unlocked, and I am heading my way to go to the next area. However, as I've been playing, as I've figured some things out, and I've... Wait, hold on, there's another Thunderbug, but also, there's the Flash Bug. That's one of them. I stopped running long enough to grab it. Alright. As I was saying, I've come up with a couple of thoughts on the game and the problems that it's having, and even there is some controversy around this game that I kind of want to address. And before I push on in the story, I want off. Thank you. Anyways, before I get going too far, I do want to talk about some of it because. You guys know, I've talked about it before. I lean a little to the right. I am in the whole culture war element thing. I try not to bring too much of it up here. But this game is picking a few of those elements. And I want to nip a couple of things in the butt because honestly, I think people are kind of showing their culty element, and you know, I gotta call it out when I see it. Alright, things are things. That is unfortunate. By the way, Pay, let me know, in the chat, if you would, if it's okay for me to shout out the thing that you're working on. Otherwise, I will leave it at that, and people can wonder, and maybe they'll go to the Discord and figure out, anything you got going on in there. Things are good. My brother and I are getting Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, the Early Days collection. Hell yeah, I saw that came out. And okay, I actually am considering getting it because it's got a lot of the old games I grew up playing. My entire holdup is just a money thing. Because honestly, I do kind of want to get it. I probably am looking at getting it on PC, just because of convenience. But other than that, that's about it. It's fine. All right, let me pull this up, see if I can't get the information properly. I just want to make sure I actually grab the right details here. So, for those that do not know, our very own Pay in chat is currently in the process of working on getting their own little VTuber novelist thing going, and I do want to shout that out right now. He's working on a Catboy VTuber thing. By the way, he has shown me the model, and it absolutely looks straight fire. Surprisingly, the logo also, I didn't expect a logo when he was telling me about this. Also really cool looking as far as the limited details that were shown so far. But if you're interested in following, it is Salif. Let me know how bad I butcher this name. Salafi VT, SALAFI VT, and you can follow him on. I believe that is. I'm gonna call it Twitter. Elon Musk, sit and swivel, buddy. Anyways, so I wanted to put that out there. Hey, Rigid, welcome to the stream. How are things going? Hopefully, things are going well for you. Pretty good. Just ordered a copy of... Oh, okay. Yeah, that was probably to get past the YouTube don't like either word thing. C'est la fille. Yeah, so ordered a copy of Cocaine Bear on DVD. I unironically love that movie. One moment here, guys. Please forgive me. I was so rushed to get this stream going that I had 10 minutes to make my dinner and eat my dinner, and so unfortunately it was the swiftest run of downing a couple of sausages I've ever had. Yes, I realize exactly how I said that, by intention. Alright, there we go. So yeah, I'm kind of dealing with the after effects of that. The first is a short as well. I do believe is that the thing that you had sent the clip of do I call it a screenshot? But yeah, the image tying to that. Tries looking up a Twitter video, types X video in the search engine. Whew. Look, Elon Musk is not an idiot in a lot of things. In a couple other things, primarily the social elements, Elon Musk is not particularly grand. Anyways, on to the things I want to talk about this game and get those out of the way so that I can push forward in the story and unlock the new area. I'm very excited to see what it is. There are a couple of things that I have seen come up with some controversies. Obviously, the big thing is going to be the performance still. That is a big factor. PC players are still upset about that. And I saw some references about Konami talking about it. And frankly, Konami's response to the issue is also a spit in the face as far as I'm concerned, as far as their wordplay and choice. Now, as far as that, all of that goes as a total package, I do want to remind people, when World came out, World launched with serious performance issues. When Rise came out, Rise launched with serious performance issues. And this was for everything that wasn't the predominant console of choice that they geared towards in development. This is not a good or bad statement. This is just a thing of, as I recall when I was getting into it, that was kind of just the way things were. If you were playing on the Sony platform, you were getting the golden experience because that's what they developed the games towards. With that said, they did eventually fix things up. They did solve the issues. They brought things back around. And I think a prime example of showing exactly where this can go is look at what Monster Hunter World is at for a user rating these days. I hope to see Wilds get there. I hope that they solve those issues and they get the performance under the way. That said, there are other things that are negatives as far as what they're doing. Capcom is still doing the very classic, hey, do you want to change your character voucher? Your change up your character? We do a voucher system rather than having it be a default option in the game. Pay us money to change your character. I don't like that. I'm not a fan. And I agree with everybody calling it out. Now, to further into that, though, you do get a voucher for free if you really have a major change you want to make. I still have not fully clarified for myself what is true and what isn't true regarding your outfits, male to female variations and changes. I'm not quite overly sure one way or the other. I think we saw that with the starting armor plate mail chainmail thing. Predominantly that showed it a little better. Honestly, I think like this outfit, I suspect this is the male equivalent, but it just looks too damn good, and I don't believe that one way or the other. The other thing I want to talk about is people are getting upset on the whole is Monster Hunter woke now thing. And the thing I want to say there is, I also, again, you guys know, I do lean a little right, a little to the right. I understand in the character creation menu where that pops up. I'm not going to deep dive into it. I don't think people care enough, really, other than the couple that are really getting deep into it to really dive into the issue there. But there were some things in the character creation. However, go figure, the guy that leans to the right made a pretty dark-skinned girl, and suddenly, you know, maybe I'm evil for that. I don't know. I don't give a shit. I made a character I liked. The other thing I'll say is people are talking about some of the characters you can run into. We ran into one of them that I saw screenshots of already that people talk about, and also the elements of the showing of females in Monster Hunter. And I want to say, as far as the Monster Hunter lore goes, none of that is out of place. The thing is Monster Hunter characters are superhuman. Have you seen the kind of hammers they run around wielding? I'm sorry, people. Get your head out of your ass. You can have strong female characters. That's not an issue, especially when it's well defined in the lore. You can have strong female characters in Monster Hunter. Fuck off with that. Anyways, I think that's most of what I've seen. And now, as far as the characters going, with some of the characters looking certain ways for certain reasons, I'm sorry. The world isn't exactly the black and white some people want to pretend it is. So... yeah, no, there you go. I have said my piece on the things that I wanted to say, and I get to move on now in the story.
Let's wait here.
And I'm sorry if I didn't give the deep dive some people might want. I just wanted to loosely cover
We're
that.
all here now. I bet the forest is so
By the way, let me know if the game audio needs to be pumped up a little bit. I do have it louder than we did last time. However, I'm not sure where it is in the safe range for you guys to be able to hear the game and to hear me clearly. Because, unfortunately, when things start happening in the game, sometimes the audio is not the same level of, mixing that I necessarily intended. I think I can set this thing to... Yeah, there we go. Okay, it's automatically going, so now I can read comments and get back into this. Hopefully the wiener slid down real nice.
The forest is gonna be like?
Games designed for consoles will always have performance issues on PC with base optimization because there is absolutely no way for devs to account for all possible specs. Yes, however, there is a reasonable threshold and there is an unreasonable threshold. This game is running in the highly unreasonable threshold, but that's why I also wanted to talk about the other games and that, frankly, Capcom launches shit on PC. It's just what they do, and there's not a lot to be said about it other than Capcom, please do better. PC gamers shouldn't have to be second-class citizens.
Hey, there it is. Wow, I think there are trees coming out of the trees.
And it's ridiculous to complain that your PC... okay. Yes,
Come on.
it's ridiculous to complain your PC can't handle a game when it isn't even on par with modern consoles. However, the people that are having this issue are also running like absurd PC builds. I am seeing people with PCs that would eat mine for lunch, chew it up, spit it out, and still consider it to be trash. And frankly, there is no reason that my PC can't run this at high specs if I'm playing at 1080p, because that's what I play at. I don't do the 4K. I have a 4K monitor. I don't get the benefit from it, and so I'd rather have the higher performance elements that I get rather than trying to aim for the 4K. But the thing is like there are people rocking like, what is it, like 50, 90 cards and shit like that. Like it's not good. It's not good, and some of these people are having full-blown system crashes. Like the criticism out there is valid, and I have seen some pretty strong examples. So I'm not knocking it on that. And frankly, again, I know that I'm dialed back from even what it recommended to me and even what I ran effectively on their test bench that they gave out. I'm still dialed back, and we're still seeing some performance issues here and there. So, you know, I totally agree. People who are underperforming absolutely get it. People who have underpowered systems, I agree. But also, that doesn't invalidate the problems they're having too. Wet and teeming with wildlife. There's an ex-girlfriend joke in there somewhere. Yeah, that the ex-girlfriend joke is trying to get back into my comment section. Not my comment section, my texts. I guess I'm going too far back. The world has evolved. My world has evolved.
So, Captain, what's your team been getting up to? Please, call me Olivia.
For the record, one of the characters I was talking about that we have met before is Olivia in question.
Mine included.
Wait, are you guys an ace team?
Let me introduce you. Eric, our biologist. Have you two met before?
Matt? Oh no.
I
but
believe the biologist is another
he
one,
was famous back at the academy.
but again, I don't think it's too far out of the realm of fitting for the game world.
This forest is amazing.
Yeah, Eric here.
I am never leaving.
Anyway, over there's Werner, our engineer. Perhaps you've heard of him too? He's one of the big brains behind the Wyvern's fire technology.
Wait, what? We are
Get
so
that out of
gonna
there.
talk
Sorry about
later,
that.
pal.
So how'd your visit to that village go?
The issue is that most devs build optimization based on the specs of their in-house computers, and they don't usually have access to a wide variety of specs to work with.
Monsters called the Doshagama have left their forest habitat and started venturing near the village.
Again, there's a reasonable threshold. There are things to be expected, and this missed the mark heavily. That's where I'm gonna put. That's my understanding and my experience even. As far as all of that goes, I agree. I understand why,
Appreciate it.
but there is a threshold to reach that
Come see me.
they managed to miss, and they are not exempt from criticism for that.
How many specimen bottles do you think I should bring?
Oh, there you are.
Again, people that are crushing the specs should at least be able to have a consistently running performance, and people aren't even getting that.
Let's go on foot for this one. It wouldn't be fair to the others if we went by Sacred.
Thank you. I was starting to worry that we'd have to sprout wings to keep up.
Shall we depart?
follow this river.
These items. Oh.
Why do you think
sorry
the
about that.
water is red?
Why do you think the water is red? Well, have you seen the size of these monsters?
Excess of certain types of plankton.
All right, plankton's a good answer. Honestly, like the dirt's a good answer. There's a lot of red clay out there that could be doing some stuff like
If
this.
I were really reaching, I could cite reports of monsters that cause the sea to appear red. Well, in any case, don't worry. The water was completely safe to drink.
Honestly, that's an important thing to ask about, though.
Not much use in stopping him.
I mean, look, if you're out here traveling and you're doing the monster hunting thing, it's pretty involved work. I don't see like a lot of canteen equipment on my character, so like,
Anyone else
I get
think
it.
so? Small creatures all around us.
Yeah.
You gotta say, I find it weird. Like, is there a reason my character is? Yeah, I don't know why I was stuck in the. Oh wait, you know what? Hold on, let me.
Don't think they're hostile, but
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I think I was trying to harvest an item and it didn't harvest, and so it put me in the stealth crouch position. I think that's what I was going through there. And then I just didn't realize and pay attention to that.
The water is all clear. You're right, it's not red at all.
Is there a reason you just like cut out halfway through that statement, or is that my audio?
I know. Well, why don't we follow the water back to its source?
after we set up camp.
I've got to say,
Still can't believe
this,
the size of
so
the forest. Every step
in
is another fascinating
World, and I'm gonna relate this to World because I think this is closer to World than it is Rise.
I know.
There was, your first area was very forest-like, and I loved that area. Honestly, my favorite area was the second one where you had the coral forest,
That settles it.
but I still really liked that main first area.
All right.
And this is giving me strong vibes to that area, and I very much like that. I understand why they did the desert verse. It's all part of the story, the region, and all that stuff, so I get that.
Good. Let's set up
That
camp.
said,
Could you signal the
it
support
did feel a little empty and weak. I love how casual it's just like, yeah, hold on, let me do my job. My mind is going back to the clip I sent you on the Nyana Banyana and her reaction to the Blacksmith Girl on this game. Look, Blacksmith Girl is peak design for obvious reasons. And you know what? She has good taste. Looking like Florida with all these swamps. So,
Okay, let the Doshagama investigation begin.
Doshagama, I feel like that's a monster we've had before in recent
We may have
games.
passed some clues back the way we came. So why don't we
For the
start-
record, a lot of Monster Hunter games will reuse monsters from game to game. And I'm not sure if that's one that we've had. So I want to also add into this. I have seen screenshots. I don't know how valid or real yet because, again, it's a matter of do I trust what I see online in passing, knowing that I don't want to look too deeply. I have seen things that reference the camps that you get here, and what I have seen is something about being able to customize your camp here as well. It seems like if that's a thing I can do yet, I'm not there, but this entire camp hut is something that I would be able to customize as well, which would be kind of cool. I'm excited to see that. Hopefully I get some more than just color elements, because I would like to be able to, you know, really primitive up my tent, you know, throw some bones on it. Again, we talked about it on the last stream, that I rather enjoy, you know, the bone armor look.
This appears to be Doshagama fur. However, there seems to be some diversity in the length and thickness. That would suggest that it's traveling in a pack.
Let's keep looking.
So yeah, going through this, by the way, Sorry, I'm already feeling the effects of the unfortunate reality of allergies.
What's this?
So
I don't think it's
if
from a
if I
Doshana.
start muting the mic to deal with it, I apologize. I was going to say something about the pack element. Oh yeah, I don't know if we're going to deal with the pack of these things, and again, I don't even know if this is one of the monsters that I thought it was. Wait, that looks like. Can I want. Yeah, there we go.
Let's stick together. I'm sure we'll find something here.
Okay, stick together. Which direction did you go? I'm the one that wandered off. I didn't pay attention. Okay, there we go. Want me to find something, but also you aren't moving on, so clearly there's some sort of radius I need to be
Let's
worried
stick
about.
together. I'm sure we'll find something here.
Yeah.
I found something else.
If it's leaving gashes like this, it must be a big one.
This fur we're finding isn't quite the right color.
Perhaps we're dealing with some kind of alpha.
Right,
Stop
so like I was saying,
focusing
the
on
pack element of this. I think there's going to be a fair bit of the challenge coming from dealing with the pack nature. I think if you're able to separate a monster out from the pack and lure it away from the pack and deal with it individually, it will be made a significantly
My
easier
word.
hunt. Again, still just thinking out loud as
Is
far
this
as
a
what we're going
Lalabarina
through.
floret?
Lalabarina?
It's a monster, a Temnoceran. Smell. This is a very distinct paralytic poison.
It's a paralytic poison. Here, smell this.
I must
That
find
is
more.
the most elaborate workaround of a pull my finger joke.
I knew it. Definitely a Lalabarina.
He's gonna start getting high off of this stuff.
This one's paralytic properties are on the lower end. Look, another one.
All right, there is some element here that's interesting because
Color hasn't faded.
in in World, they had an entire element about monsters having variants.
Whole nectar I thirsted for. Oh, this is so amazing, Forrest.
A bit eccentric, but he sure is useful.
The menu you were on earlier, with your character sitting down as you scroll through your stuff, makes me think a lot of games from the Xbox 360 days. It gives that feel, and I can't explain it. It does, and
Don't tell me you wandered off alone.
how do I say this? Monster Hunter is a series that doesn't really evolve much from like the menu and the back end stuff and a lot of that. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised that they're just kind of sticking with tried and true methods on a lot of that. Where they do the evolving and pushing the envelope and going further is in the elements of their gameplay, their refinement, and things like that.
Touch that nest, and we'll be next.
But we can't leave him.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, are they gonna let me save this person? Because that, again,
Back me up.
letting people die. I think I said this in the last one, when the person was like going into the sandpit or whatever. Monster Hunter is not the kind of. Oh, man, those wieners are fighting back. Monster Hunter is not the kind of franchise that is going to just let people die off.
I'll take it from here. Counting on it.
All right, they're gonna get away. Oh shit! Hold up! No, I thought it was like some sort of ant thing. No, this is full on spider. I like spider.
Olivia,
Right.
take Aaron back to camp.
Okay, there we go. There we go. A is the button I was looking for. I wanted to get that underway before I got too far into this. Yeah, no, I definitely want to avoid that thing. This thing, its movements are so twitchy. I mean, obviously that's kind of what you'd expect, but it is so twitchy, and it is actually kind of... Okay, yeah, no, I should have dodged. They're twitchy and just absolutely enjoyable to watch. Again, it's very seemingly reminiscent of the source in inspiration real world creature. Obviously, I don't know what the hell that's about, but it looked pretty. Do not touch. They already told me paralysis. Don't touch is bad. That is clearly the thing of the bad touch. Yeah, no, getting away, getting away. How long does it take for them to fade away? Alright, about the time that they land, they fade. Got it. Really hard to get some combos going, though. Again, because of the twitchy movements. Okay, no, I tried to break out of that, but I was in too deep on the combo selection. Right, let me get further away here. Okay, nope, nope. Right. Did I walk into a... Oh no, I'm out of stamina. Can I... Okay, yeah, that was almost real bad. Let me, you know, I want to hide, thank you. Alright, now that I'm hiding, potion, let my stamina come back, and I'll see about just getting right back in there. Ideally, I'd be able to take my ghillie suit off. Okay, there we go. Get it back. Where is it? Where is my ghillie suit? No, 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 no. No, no. There it is. Alright, now let me go through my item menu. I really need to know my items better. Better? Items better. There we go. Use the flash pod, blind it a little. Which is the insect that I was looking for earlier that I was able to find one of on the way. There, how you're going to make those flash pods. Alright, nope, move! Do not trust. Not trust, do not trust, do not trust, do not trust. There we go, there we go, okay. Get my... right along here. Sharpen the weapon and have the creature follow it along specifically. Your custom character having voice lines is still... It is really cool. Again, you got a little bit of options even when it came to the voice. Why am I... Okay, well, I was pretty stupid. Oh, boy! Yeah, don't run right into that. Alright. Oh, that seems bad. Oh, that seems bad. Oh, that... Well, get out of there. No. No. What is that little, avatar-looking monster? The platypus gator. That looks like some straight-up Avatar The Last Airbender stuff, Alright, there we go. Get a little bit more damage going. Buddy, do not be all up in me. Not right now. Not the time to be up in my grill. Alright. Okay, I am in the sad bad. I am in the sad bad. Alright, yeah, no, I got my mobility back. Getting out of there, getting out of there, getting out of there. Alright. Potion. Give the big heal and keep moving. As dangerous as that is, God, that's cool though. Alright, too far away. That sucked for me. I also know that I have created a carcass of a monster over there, but I am not too worried about that. First things first, kill the spider. Right? Alright, there we go. That was actually, you know, all things considered, not too bad. Potion, follow the monster. Honestly, the ability to ride this creature on an auto run while letting me cycle through my menu is very helpful. Okay, wait, nope, nope. Back it out. You guys fight it out. You guys can have beef. I want the smoke. In fact, I want to be able to hide. There we go. I hope I'm hidden. Alright, it's running off. It's running off. I don't want to be here. I want to be wherever the hell all of that is, because it is not here where you are. Alright, there we go. Oh, I missed that horribly. I missed that horribly, and I'm in Stinger territory. I don't want to be in Stinger territory. I don't. Do I want to be in these things territory? These things are new. I like these things. I feel like there's got to be some way to do a lot of damage to the, It's not a rosebud. It's a rosebud. Anyways, there's got to be enough, like a way to do enough damage to that to get some sort of drop. That just seems like a spot that is clear as day. All right, let me get out of there. Is this a vitality thing? Oh, it is. Awesome. Top me off. The ghillie suit is done. I'm gonna pop that. You don't see me. Suddenly, you don't see me. Alright, yeah, no, I was trying to read my menu there and I wasn't paying attention to what was going on with the monster. Although, holy cow, that was massive. Yeah, that shock trap was huge. Alright, get back on there. It kind of implies every main character voice line in this game was done with multiple voice actors, That's a lot of extra money and effort for that one little thing. Yes. It's gonna be however many voice actors that they had voice line options for. I would assume that to be the case, is that all of them got paid to do the voice lines to some extent. Well, that was horribly whiffed again. But then, of course, for the player element of it... Alright, hold on. All right, well, the fact that I was not killed during that time of completely walking away from my controller, I'd hate to say it, I think that gives a lot of validity to how easy the game became. My God, that was just an absolute advertisement for what should not be the case. Wow. I think it was probably more so focusing on the cat at that point, but still, like, that was, what the hell? I don't even think I came, like, I took some damage fighting it when I got back, but I don't think it even hurt me between that time. Alright, I know I probably should flee if it just threw those poison things up, but I'm going to stay right up in its face and deal with it that way. Alright, there we go. Oh, I want to put those away. There we go. Oh, is it taking a nap? I think it's taking a nap. Alright, so let me know. I need a... Okay, wait. Can I do this? Alright. Large barrel bomb. I don't think I can use that, and I don't think the screamer pods are going to do the job either, but I can figure it out. Yeah. Screamer pods, garbage. They're not going to do the job. Can I stop unlock? There we go. Stop looking, I mean. I need to get up. Why can I not grab? Okay, maybe this. There we go. There we go. Thank you. Boom, 160 damage right off the bat. That looks dangerous. That looks dangerous. Okay, it was just putting more of the little poison barbs down. Trying to knock me into them. Alright, there we go. That was a good knockdown. If it was taking the time to do the napping, it's got to be near dead. Like, that's usually what that's a sign of. More. Honestly, my weapon is in pretty piss poor shape, too. There we go. Put my weapon away and grab the goods. Being able to put down your controller mid-fight. Pokemon, is that you? That should never have happened. That was pretty inexcusable. The idea that that's a thing that's what I need to make a short on. That is gonna be a good example of, are the allegations of Monster Hunter Wild being too easy or significantly easier valid? That is gonna be a hell of a line right there. Obviously completely different games, just making a little joke. Yeah, no, anything turn-based combat it has that benefit. And as somebody who grew up playing a lot of JRPGs, I love that benefit in JRPGs. The idea that I was able to do that and go deal with my dog in an action game, I was willing to come back and have the game tell me you done fucked up. But to be able to come back here and just be like, oh, yeah, well, I've just got to deal with what I got to deal with. And that...
Nice work, Hunter. Let's
Sorry.
head to base camp.
All right, head back to base camp. I want to see this this new gear
I owe
here.
you, Hunter. Truly. I couldn't have gotten Eric out of there without your help.
Yes, you have my thanks. You know, fascinatingly, I can still taste the poison in the back of my throat.
Lovely. So, I think we're going to press on with the Doshagama investigation. What about you?
Now that Eric has come around, we can continue searching for the White Wraith. Speaking of, I spoke with Nata. He seems rather eager to help us find that thing. If you wouldn't mind, I'd like to look after him for a while. He's the only witness we have.
So I think it was Richard that talked about
Okay with you,
a relatively unique... Is it unique? I don't know how unique it is because I don't play a lot of them. But a Pokemon ROM hack of sorts that he has been playing recently. I don't remember what it was called offhand right now.
Okay, Nata. Stay safe
But
and good
in reference to Pokemon, since it was brought up, that is one that I really want to take a look at because it sounds really cool. I love the idea of a New Game Plus element to it. Honestly, there's a lot to it that sounds really decent, to me at least. And a game like that, if made hard enough, if intentionally made to be a significant enough challenge, is the kind of thing where the ability to pause combat and break down into the elements and stop and think is definitely a game where that should be more of an intended and built upon feature. Because again, strategy games, another big deal. You know, imagine trying to play a Fire Emblem game where they made you take like rapid fire combat actions. That would be a bit of a pain in the ass. But here we are.
Hey, have you been upgrading your weapons?
Not at all.
And don't give me that it's a waste of materials nonsense. You want your gear to be effective, right?
Well,
I'm giving you some materials, so no excuses. Try it out.
okay, Gemma, it's not a matter of I'm not doing it because I want to preserve resources. I want to know what I want to build towards before I start building towards it. That's all. Anyways, guys, please bear with me just one moment. Let me, oh, I can't, hold on. Oh. All right, they're not going to let me not do it. So we are going to grab the upgrade. Sure, I'll do this upgrade. Stare at the pretty lady, do her blacksmith work. I will be right back.
Perfection.
Alright, and I'm back. I apologize about that. Pokemon Row, I think. I was almost going to spell it Rue, like soup liquid. I hope there's not a bear with you, since, you know, you said bear with me. No, however, the monster that fought the monster I was fighting halfway through did look very bear-like. Alright, I'm going to equip that as my primary. So, wait, no. Game is not happy that I walked away, I guess. Alright, there we go. So, one of the things that I like to do is find the unique element down the line of what weapon type I want to build towards. Honestly, I used to do a lot of the bone style weapons and go down those trees when I was building through for World. That's cool. See, like, again, had I stopped and looked further on, that might have been a way for me to go. Those look pretty cool. Some sweet sickles. But yeah, anyways, that was kind of why I wasn't building anything in the immediate. Again, that's pretty damn cool. Fire element. It's got a pretty mean looking dildo, though. You know, kind of not sure how I feel about that element to it. The hatchets are pretty cool, though. They're pretty bog standard, though. Good damage, good sharpness retention. Yeah, you know, I'm not too upset about that. Anyways, the more important thing, I want to see what the new armors look like. Now, let's see. I think there might have been a couple of things that I've checked into that weren't there before, so let's just double check down here. We saw those. We saw those, and I like the idea of mixing the two to get the look I liked. Alright, here we go. Some alloy armor. Oh, that's not... Yeah, that was going places. You know, kind of going off of all of this, I think this would be another one that I might do some mixing and matching of. Yes, yeah, kind of like those a bit more. I like the little bit beefier, although it really doesn't work with the element there. The leg pieces do a little bit more, and I kind of like the idea of the little bit more coverage. So, you know, again, visual-wise, I might mix and match those there. Alright, let's see what else we have here. Holy shit, that is some sex appeal gear. Wait a goddamn moment. Again, I'm willing to bet this is the male design, and that's the female design. I don't give a fuck, that looks good, though. Alright, hold on. Let me... Alright, what I'm seeing here is I kind of don't hate that. God, I like the boots better. But, like, the skirt just really clashes with the overall outfit. Like, it needs the pants. If I could go the pants and the boots, I would. Although, yeah, can't really see that. That's too much flowing. But, God, that's just good looking. Alright, I think this is something else I might have had in between. Definitely would rock the different helmet, though. But again, the idea, you know, of the mixing and matching and the little bit of differences between the two, that is just hella good. I love that. Again, I like the little bit more lady style body parts. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, no, I kind of like these body parts, but then, you know, again, it gives me Shredder vibes, and it's dope as fuck for that. Those sickles remind me of Death. Yes, from Puss in Boots, absolutely. Speaking of which, did you see the Shrek 5 trailer and the response people are having to it? I have not seen... I saw that Shrek 5 got announced. I made some general statements regarding it in Discord as far as my thoughts to it, and I believe that was where I had a deeper conversation about some things coming back that expectations need to be tempered for because the original teams aren't really a part of those projects anymore. Shrek has been such a long time since the I don't even think I ever saw Shrek 4. I think I saw Shrek 1, 2, and 3, and I think that was my end of it. But yeah, I've never seen Shrek 4 that I can think of. But also, again, those franchises get made and the people who made them come and go quite often. So, speaking about the good and the bad, the game just crashed. That happened. And then didn't? Wait. 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 Well? So that's the thing that happened. It crashed, didn't crash, and then committed to the crash, and then trying to tell it to not crash because it was still running fairly well. Didn't seem to matter. It was hellbent that it needs to crash. So, what just happened? I don't know, but you know, Capcom having PC jank. There you go. Anyways, what I was going to say there on the Shrek 5 is I have not seen what people are saying about it. I also did not see that there was actually any announcement, like an actual trailer or anything. I just kind of saw what I saw. All right, how far back is this going to put me? I will put the video back up once I am back in the game. I'm hoping I'm at least past where I did the spider fight, because that was a little bit long and I don't want to have to go through all that again on a stream. Anyways, just ate dinner, was quiet for a bit. Yes, anyways, Richard thinks he got the name right, and you're kidding me. The game is crashing again. Well, I feel like maybe the game is telling me that it has reached its limit, even though I have not reached mine. So that is going to be unfortunate. So I'm going to finish up the discussions that we're having here and probably call the stream here because clearly the game is done with life, even if I'm not. Wow. Whoa. Okay. The game is crashing really hard this time. So that's a thing that's gonna suck. Anyways, let me finish up reading chat and finish my thoughts here. And we will just have the IT kitties working overtime in between streams here. Pokemon Row is what? Yes, Rigid thought he had it right, and I think he had it right too. And now you have confirmed he has it, and he has it right, in fact. And I was just saying that was one that sounded really, really good, and I would pretty much want to look into it. Whether or not I'll be able to look into it on a stream is a different thing entirely. However, I would like to. Shrek 4 is written like a fan fiction. Lovely. I mean that in simultaneously the best and worst ways. Well, now it's gone from lovely to okay. Anyways, before we wrap it up here, Rigid, can you tell me a little bit about this Shrek 5 thing that people are saying? I am curious what the initial statements are going on, and I might have to look into this trailer and put my own thoughts into it onto the Discord later. In fact, if you'd rather, you can also just fill me in on the Discord as to the Shrek content, because unfortunately it looks like the game is not going to be working. Lovely. Oh no. Oh, it is all kinds of it ain't happy. It is all kinds of it ain't happy. There we go. You gonna crash again fully? Woo! There it goes. All right, so that is very unfortunate. It seems the game is not particularly happy, but we came in knowing that the game has issues. Now, that does not, mean that I'm not going to call it out, because again, I've been talking shit about how its performance capabilities so far. But yeah, very, very unfortunate that I have to call this stream early. It's overwhelmingly negative. People are all like, not my Shrek, because the design and animations got a slight update. I would have to look at it, give my thoughts and views on that. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if that's going to be the overall opinion of a lot of people, because again, so many of the people that worked on the original would have long since moved on to other projects by now, even the original set that people really enjoyed. So this is the problem of franchises that, first of all, have constantly pushing out things. The franchises in general, this is a fact of what happens. The people who pour their heart and soul into making something foundational eventually leave, and the people who come in are coming into something that was made by people who have now become pioneers in their media. And you see this all over the place with all sorts of things, and it's not overly common that people can hold enough consistency long enough to really appease people long enough to reach the point of being able to overcome that. I would say look at Monster Hunter Wilds right now. As much as this sucks, and as much as this issue that we're facing right now is an issue and is a massive problem, and is something that, again, is why they are deserved of all of the criticism they're getting. Again, crashes like this, I have heard of nothing like this on the PS5. I have heard that, is it the Xbox that it also came out on? That people are having far less issues. And the Xbox is basically running like a PC these days anyways. So, again, PC specs are what they are. I know I'm running well below the requirements to get stable function. I'm just not getting it because the game is not... It's not optimized for PC. Anyways, with that said, I will be looking into this Shrek thing and giving my thoughts on it in the Discord. But, I'm not surprised people are having that opinion and that take on it. I do think it's quite possible because, again, it's something that we see all the time, that there may be an element of people overshooting just how bad. But I'll find out when I take a look at it myself. Anyways, thank you so much, everybody, for stopping in. I apologize that the game did not want to function appropriately right now. However, it is what it is, and we are going to just... let it be. Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping in. I hope you guys have a great one, and I hope to be able to get a Sunday stream in again for more My Side, because that is another game that I have been really enjoying the deeper that we've delved into it, and the last stream we did on it was a big highlight for me. So, thank you so much, everybody, for stopping in. I hope you guys have a good one. Hope to see you next time. As always, good luck.